They laughed. 204 people watched my bride's family laugh at my mother.
That's not a mother, her uncle sneered, voice dripping with disgust.
That's a mistake in address. And my bride, my fiancée of 3 years, tilted her head back and joined in. The same woman who once told me she loved how kind my mother was, who ate the food my mother made and smiled through every holiday at our tiny apartment table. She laughed. I didn't. I stood up, walked to the mic, and looked at her. Looked at them. Her mother frozen mid-smirk, her sister choking on champagne. No wedding today, I said, voice clear, unshaken. This union ends here. Gasps, whispers. My heart pounded, but my eyes never left hers. That smile fell. And for a second, just one brief flicker of a second, I saw something break in her. But I wasn't done. I turned to the crowd. When you mock the woman who raised me with nothing but love and struggle, you mock me. You mock the man you claim to love. I'd rather walk away alone than marry into a family that treats kindness like weakness. Then I took my mother's hand and walked out. But that was just the prologue. 3 years of memories don't vanish with a walk down the aisle or away from it. I loved her once. I think that's what made the betrayal cut deeper. Not the insult itself, but the laughter. The ease of it. As if the mask had slipped and revealed what they'd been hiding all along. My mother didn't speak the whole way home. She just held my arm a little tighter. That night, while they deleted photos and scrabbled to recover dignity, I sat in my room staring at the ceiling, piecing together years of conversations, moments, inconsistencies. Patterns formed. A cold clarity set in. They didn't just mock her. They thought they could get away with it. They thought money, status, and a guest list could protect them from consequences. They were wrong. She came by the next morning, ice puffy, no makeup, designer hoodie like it would make her more human. I didn't open the door. She knocked once, twice, then slid a note under the door. Let's talk, please. Instead, I slid it back out with 2 words scribbled in red ink. Watch the news. Because while she slept, I was already 10 steps ahead. Her father owns a company, mid-sized logistics firm with government contracts, legal on paper, dirty underneath. I'd heard whispers. One night a year ago, I caught a strange file open on his laptop during a dinner. Smuggled invoices, bribes, fake identities for workers. I never forgot it. I never said a word. Until now. I sent those files anonymously to every regulatory agency I could find. I even embedded them in a tip-off to an investigative journalist I knew from college. By noon, their name was plastered across every news station. Fraud, tax evasion, exploitation of labor. But I didn't stop there. Her mother ran a charity, Feeding Futures, took donations for underprivileged kids. Only less than half of that money ever reached the children. The rest funneled through shell accounts. Quiet, neat, hidden. Until I exposed it. I'd once helped her set up a digital filing system. She'd trusted me with admin access. She never revoked it. Stupid. Arrogant. One data leak later, her mother was trending on social media for all the wrong reasons. Hashtag fake philanthropy. Hashtag criminal with a curl. She issued a statement. Cried on camera. Blamed hackers. But the documents spoke louder than her tears. Her sister? Oh, I didn't forget her. She worked in real estate. Loved to post pictures with clients. Loved to hide the illegal commissions she took from steering minorities away from high-income properties. I sent her entire client list, the audio clips I'd saved over brunches. Her bragging about manipulation. Her using slurs behind closed doors. Half her clients dropped her in a single afternoon. By the time the sun set, their empire had cracked. By the next morning, it collapsed. Accounts frozen. Investigations opened. Sponsors pulled out. A family that once mocked a woman for the dress she wore at her son's wedding was now begging the world to believe they were the victims. She came back the day after. No more knocking. Just yelling. Why are you doing this? You've ruined lives. I opened the door. Just enough to look her in the eye. You laughed, I said. She shook her head, desperate. I didn't mean it. It was just a joke. We were nervous. I stepped out, closing the door behind me. My mother wore that dress for weeks, I said. Saved every cent she had. She wanted to look good for you. She cried when she saw herself in the mirror. And you? You laughed. You let them humiliate her. Her hands trembled. Her voice broke. I loved you. No, I said. You loved what I gave you, not who I am. You loved the version of me that smiled through disrespect and stayed quiet. I turned to go. You'll regret this, she called out. I didn't look back. Only thing I regret is not seeing it sooner. A week later, my mother and I had tea on the same small balcony we'd always shared. She asked me if I was okay. I told her I was. She looked at me for a long time and whispered, "You didn't have to do all that for me." I smiled. I didn't do it for you, Mama. I did it because they needed to learn what happens when you mock the wrong woman. She smiled too. Quiet. Proud. Sometimes people mistake silence for weakness. They think the ones who bow their heads are blind to cruelty. But I was watching. I always was. They tried to shame the woman who gave up everything for me. Now they're the ones hiding their faces. And me? I still have my mother. They lost everything else. That's justice.